Hi gang, thank you for joining me. After 5 days of waiting for help and the people of Tonga removing the ash from the runway there in Tonga after the volcanic eruption, 2 C-130 Hercules aircraft arrived there in Tonga with much needed supplies. Ships probably can't arrive until assessment has been done to the docks and the harbor. Here we have jerry cans of water being unloaded, and it's no contact. You notice here people wearing full protective gear because of the restriction on the island for no contact because of the COVID virus. The UN humanitarian officials reported that about 84,000 people, more than 80% of Tonga's population, has been impacted by the volcano's eruption. The 2 military planes that arrived this morning carrying water, kits for temporary shelter, generators, hygiene supplies, and communication equipment. One plane came from New Zealand, the other one came from Australia. The Australian plane had a special sweeper that will help keep the runway clear of ash. Once they get the okay that the harbor is clear of debris and the landing ports are safe, they're going to send a transport vessel that will carry 2 CH-47 Chinook helicopters. One phone company, Digicel, said today, that they had managed to restore the ability to make international calls from some places by using a satellite link. A Navy patrol vessel from New Zealand was also expected to arrive today, but I think that's been postponed until Friday their time. Officials said the ship's first task would be checking the shipping channels and the structural integrity of the wharf in the capital. Another New Zealand Navy ship carrying about 250,000 liters or 66,000 gallons of water is on its way. The ship can also produce tens of thousands of liters of fresh water each day using a desalination plant that is on the vessel. These images here, you'll see how these homes are they're gone. 3 of Tonga's smaller islands suffered serious damage from tsunami waves. All houses have apparently been destroyed on the island of Mango, and only 2 houses remain on Funupa Island, with extensive damage reported on Nomuka. According to Tonga census figures, Mango is home or was home to 36 people. Funupa was home to 69 people, and Nomuka was home to 239 people. Some of these pictures have been provided by Broadcom. A repair ship, they're saying, is being sent from Papua New Guinea to work on the undersea cable, but it'll take some time to get to Tonga, and the company in charge estimates it will take longer than a month to repair the line. Given that the cable runs right through the volcanic zone, any new volcanic activity could completely scrub even that timeline. Smaller eruptions are still being reportedly heard there on the main island of Tonga, which would definitely make people uneasy, but if it's still erupting, that's going to interfere with repairing the undersea cable. The death toll is expected to rise there in Tonga. 3 people have been confirmed dead. In Peru, where they had a massive, devastating, ecologically, oil spill, 2 people died. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Lisala Fulla, who we have an image here of, who is 57, and a disabled retired carpenter, evidently swam for 27 hours, swimming about 8 miles in the ocean to get to the main island of Tonga. His home was on the island of Adela, and he evidently lived there with his son and niece. He said around 6 p.m. Saturday, when the tsunami hit, carrying them miles from shore. Somehow he became separated from them, and then he drifted alone, spending a subsequent 27 hours swimming between uninhabited islands and making an attempt to attract passing boats without success, and then ultimately reaching the mainland. Crawling up on the beach, he was picked up by a passing automobile. It is assumed that his son and niece lost their lives. There's an image here of the island where he was at when he was swept out of his home. And it shows a trek, how he went to one island and then another island. And over here you saw two passing boats. They failed to see him. He swims another 4 hours. And then he swims to another one, to another island right there. And then around 9 p.m. Sunday, it says he reached Sopu on the outskirts of the capital, where he was picked up by a passing car. I have often said you can't depend on others in a disaster. The only one you can depend on is yourself. 5 days waiting for help to arrive there in Tonga. A man that was good enough to be a swimmer for 27 hours. And according to reports of people who are living on the island, they still hear the volcano erupting. Now in Peru, where 2 people died when the tsunami reached its shore, an Italian flagged ship was loading oil into La Pampilla when the tsunami waves moved the boat and caused the spill. At least 1.5 miles of Peru's central coast and 2 beaches were covered by the oil spill. Reuters has a video of the oil as it washes up. Yeah, you can see how thick it is, and they're cleaning it up by hand. Evidently, the refinery has sent 50 workers with shovels and wheelbarrows to clean up the beaches. Some of the fishermen went down to the refinery today in protest. Here's some of the dead sea life. It's going to be devastating to, the fish, the crabs, everything else. It's just, and the fishermen are mad. Yeah, you just don't clean up with wheelbarrows. They should have put something out there to collect the oil. And the refinery, the person that's in charge is saying the spill was limited. On Google Maps, here's the location of that refinery. Peru's Environmental Assessment and Enforcement Agency estimates that some 18,000 square meters of beach have been affected by the spill. An AP reporter said that the workers on the beach were collecting the oil in half-cut plastic bottles, scooping it up, but that the crude that was in the seawater was not being collected. According to a congresswoman there in Peru, Adriana Telda, if you want to believe this, they're saying about 7 gallons of oil spilled. I think they got a problem with liars or corruption. But Peru's Agency for Environmental Assessment and Enforcement estimates the quantity of the oil released was about 38,000 times higher at about 6,000 barrels. So that's all I have about that. There, it's in Lima, Peru, I guess. And I'm afraid that there still isn't going to be good news. So much death and destruction. Yeah, all around the world from one small volcanic eruption. So what are your thoughts? Please put those comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support. Please thumbs up my video, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.